Okay, you guys, welcome to the Millennium Trash Can. Today we are talking about the Helliax Rift, the latest in the what? It's not Halifax. Oh, Helliax. That would explain why there was no regional accents in it. I did wonder. Than us, lad. Us Northerners don't talk like that. Than us. Okay, the Helliax Rift. The latest creation from Big Finish. Daniel Hopkins thought he knew what he was letting himself in for when he joined the top secret unit organisation as their latest medical officer. It's a bit of a, medical officer. A bit like Harry Sullivan. Racing about the countryside, chasing strange lights in the sky, check. Defending the realm against extraterrestrial incursion, check. Frequent ear bashings from units UK Co, the famous no-nonsense Lieutenant Lewis Price, check. Close encounters of the second, first, and even third, fourth and fifth, check, check and check. Right, so this starts off really good. Doctor turning up, finding a dog with a dog collar, which is a good thing. It wasn't a vicar, it was an actual dog collar, who knew? With a collar, with a tag on it. They then find the doctor from this, and it's a very different unit. This isn't his usual friendly unit. This is a slightly more 80s military unit. Though it's kind of weird because I never know where unit kind of stories were based, because the Brigadier and all that lot, they always kind of talked like they were in the 80s, which means then that when they got to the 80s, that meant they were in the 90s, which meant that... confusing. If anybody out there knows what era the Pertwee ones with unit were set, let me know at the bottom. Go on. You can explain it to me. Right, where were we? Yes. So he lands, finds a dog, finds a tag, gets caught by unit. This does feel like almost like a, if you've never listened to a Doctor Who, kind of a good place to start. He explains about him having two hearts. He mentions Harry Sullivan. Yeah, it feels like that bit. And the beginning of it, I was quite enjoying. Daniel Hopkins is kind of introduced as a new companion. He feels like a companion. You feel like, oh, this is going to be... And I don't know, it would be nice to have a male companion in these sometimes. Just the Doctor and a male companion. It's always Doctor and a girl, which I don't mind. But, we're all power for the boy power. Yeah, so they go on this little adventure. Now, I admit, the banter, the talking, the bits between the Doctor and Daniel were great. And the characters were great. Other characters in it were great. It just wasn't a very exciting plot. I won't go into spoiling plots, but it's kind of aliens looking for lost son. And I don't know, it just didn't... It felt like they put more effort into writing the dialogue than they had of thinking of a story. And it was okay, but it just didn't feel as good as the rest of the Big Finish usually are. Yeah, so what do I score this one? I score this, I'll give it a B-. Because it was entertaining, but I don't feel I would go back and listen to this again. There's now and again you get a Big Finish one and you listen to it, and when it's finished, you think to yourself, I don't actually think I'm going to remember that. I'm also listening to the John Pertwee ones at the moment, the third Doctor's new one, which should be reviewed next week. And I have to admit, the first story of that, I'm going to have to listen to it again, because I got to the end of it, and I lost the plot towards the end, so I should concentrate more when I'm walking to Sainsbury's. But yeah, this one, it does end kind of that you think that Daniel Hopkins is going to be the new companion, and the Doctor asks him to go with him, and he's kind of like, no, it's all right, I've got a wife and a kid on the way, I'll stay where I am. And it does say in the making of that this is the beginning of a trilogy. So this does feel like maybe it would have been better if they'd have done it as a trilogy box set and introduced the character and done that, because now I'm kind of like, this feels like a part one. And talking of part ones, the cliffhanger at the end of the first part is probably the worst cliffhanger in the history of cliffhangers. If you were hanging off a cliff, this would be the worst cliffhanger. It's just, it's one of those, because we know what happens in cliffhangers, yeah? There's that thing with, okay, this is what happens in this, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Car driving towards cliff. Car goes off cliff. Oh, they all died. And then next week you come, car going towards cliff, car goes off cliff, heroes jumped out. You go, ah, it's that kind of thing. It's kind of, I don't know, I was like, all right, that was just because you had to have an end of an episode. So yeah, this is a B-. Sorry guys, I hate giving things low scores, but then again I give things too many A's. I've been told off for that, so I am trying to calm it down and put some different in there. So there you go. So if you've enjoyed this, if you've listened this long, which is fantastic, like I say, some comments at the bottom. If you've got any ideas on this, if you've listened to this and you liked it, then great. It's only my opinion, and my opinion can be wrong. You stop nodding your head. You eat them pickled onions. Yeah, so that's it. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave some likes and comments at the bottom. If you haven't liked this video, leave some thumbs down. Yeah, like I care. Subscriptions would be brilliant. Fantastic. I hope you all have a great day, a great night, and I'll see you all soon. Bye now.